Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Hope everything's going your way today. Today, I'm coming to you with a little mini palette declutter. Yes, today I'm going to be showing you some palettes I have decided to declutter while organizing my palettes in my film room. Yes, I'm getting rid of palettes. So, if you want to see all the palettes that have already served their purpose, then just keep on watching. I was trying to wait until I got all the palettes together that I would be decluttering before I did a video, but my nieces graduated from beauty school, so I'm going to go ahead, sanitize them, and pass them on to her so she can do with them what she pleases. She'll be here within the next couple hours, so I guess I better make this quick. Okay, guys, so the first palette I'm going to be decluttering is my BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic palette. Guys, if you don't know about BH Cosmetics baked eyeshadow formulas, you are sleeping. They have some of the best baked eyeshadows that I have ever seen. So this is what the palette looks like. And honestly, guys, I may have used them once or twice, if ever. And guys, look at that formula. But it has served its purpose, and it's got to go. Next. The next palette I'll be decluttering is the BH Cosmetics Baked and Beautiful palette. I got this when they had like a big old sale going on their palettes. This is another baked palette, guys. Not quite as adventurous looking as the Galaxy Chic palette, but it is still a nice formula. And honestly, guys, I have just outgrown baked shadow formulas. So yeah, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I'm going to be decluttering is my Take Me to Brazil palette. Yes. It's the one that was all the rave in the beginning because it has these nice, bright colors in them. Guys, put a white base on your eyes and these shadows will work for you. I decided not to keep it because I already have a whole slew of other bright palettes that I still haven't even used. So, this one is going to a nice home and it has got to go. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I'm decluttering is my Modern Mattes palette by BH Cosmetics. And this is actually what these shades look like. Guys, this palette is so pigmented. This is like the first all matte palette that I ever purchased. And I really do love the formula of this. And I've used this palette only once, if at all. So she's going to a very nice home, but she got to get up out of here. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I will be decluttering is my BH Cosmetics Bronze Paradise palette. And this is what the palette looks like. It's your typical warm shade palette with a pop of blue, okay? So those companies who started doing it in 2018, yeah. BH Cosmetics did the pop of blue first. And guys, this formula here of these shadows is so soft. And I'm kind of wondering now why I'm getting rid of it. But no, it's got to go. I'm just joking, guys. This palette has got to go. These shades are everything. Guys, just that blue alone made this palette well worth the $6.99 I paid. This empty pan right here was a highlight. This highlight was so good, guys, that I used up the whole thing. This is a bronzer, and then these are the shadows. So, somebody's going to get some great use out of it, but it will not be me. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I'm decluttering is another BH Cosmetics palette. It's the Wild and Alluring palette. This is another baked eyeshadow. And this is what this palette looks like. Guys, what I loved about this palette when I first bought it is the swirls will make a different shade each and every time you dip your brush in it to put it on your lid. Guys, look at those shadows. Guys, this formula, it is so bomb. And this is actually a blush. And this is actually a highlight. Guys, this palette is so bomb. Why am I getting rid of it? Because I don't use it. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I'm decluttering is this Beauty Glaze Texture Shadows palette, the Rose Gold Edition. This is supposed to be a dupe, I believe, for the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. Was that what's it called? The Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. And this is what the inside of the palette looks like. And I just found while the formula is not bad, the shade seemed a little powdery to me, guys. But how they seemed is not how they look. That formula is everything. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. This is nice. And guys, the mattes aren't half bad either. But I already had that rose gold remastered mess. So this one can go somewhere where someone will love it. Next. Okay guys, and the final baked shadow palette I will be decluttering is the Wild and Alluring palette. Again, another BH Cosmetics palette. When I saw that pink and that purple, it pulled me in, okay? It pulled your girl all the way in. Guys, I'm sorry if the camera not looking right, but I kind of got to do this declutter in a hurry because I tried to get my niece to agree to come tomorrow, but she wasn't having that. She wants to come get this stuff today. And see, this one fell a little short for me, guys. I think they rushed it on this baked shadow formula for this palette. And even with the rush job, guys, these shades are still not half bad. But still, they're not good enough for me to keep it. Next. Okay, guys, and the next palette I'm decluttering is my Indulge in White Chocolate palette by Lorac. Yes, I am getting rid of a Lorac shadow palette. And this is what this palette looks like. It's a very nice cool tone palette, guys. I can't remember why I'm getting rid of it, though. Oh, my goodness. They feel so soft. I almost think I shouldn't swatch palettes when I'm going to be decluttering them because I'm going to just end up putting them right back in my collection. But no, I'm not. These are definitely Lorac quality shadows. Guys, look at that formula, okay? And dare I say, I think I may have only used it once. But I'm certain I have shadows like this in my collection. And I actually have like 3 Lorac palettes that I'm never getting rid of ever. So yeah. I love you, Lorac. While I love you, Indulge in White Chocolate, you have got to go. Next. Okay, guys. And the next palette I will be decluttering is the Soda Pop palette by Maybelline. Yes, the Soda Pop palette by Maybelline. And guys, it's not that I didn't like this palette. I quite enjoyed this palette. Definitely more than that Lemonade palette mess that I think I got rid of eons ago. But lighter shade in the palette broke, and then it contaminated all other shades in the palette. And while the palette is okay, the quality is not good enough to stand up to other shadows hitting the shades. And this is just one of those shadows that you kind of have to work with a little bit to get the look you want. Yeah. With your girl always being in the damn rush, I ain't got the time. Next. Okay, guys, no. Here's the Lemonade palette that I'm going to be getting rid of by Maybelline. This is what these shades look like. I actually did a tutorial with this palette. And it was okay. Just okay. And while I quite enjoyed the shimmers in the palette, the match just fell short. See, that's supposed to be that yellow shade. It's not even hardly there, okay? But the shimmers are cool. But I just can't substantiate keeping this palette for shimmers. So it's been nice, Maybelline. But I'm chalking up the doses. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I'm decluttering is the Wet n Wild palette. This one is the Poster Child palette. And I think this was their first time breaking out into a colorful palette. But unfortunately, they are powdery as all get out and have absolutely no pigment. So yeah, actually, this is not even going to anybody. This is going with the Soda Pop palette in the trash. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I'm getting rid of is also another BH Cosmetics palette. This is the Blush Neutrals palette. And this is what the inside looks like. It's a cool and warm tone neutral palette. And it has blushes at the bottom. And let me let you know now, guys, when it comes to BH Cosmetics mattes, they do not fall short. But yeah, I've just got so many palettes now. Yeah. The struggle is real. And this is what those shades look like. They're very muted and neutral. And I may have used this palette maybe once. Definitely not twice. Yeah. So unfortunately, guys, it's got to go bye-bye. Next. Okay, guys, and I believe this is my very last BH Cosmetics palette I'm going to be getting rid of today. This is the Shan XO palette, the original one. And this is what the palette looks like. It does have a nice mix of warm and cool in it. And it also comes with a second side that has lipsticks. And of course, I tried the lipsticks once or twice, but they came out more like a gloss, so yeah. And guys, I had zero problems with this formula. Zero problems at all. Then why are you getting rid of it, Lily? Cause yeah, I got the Shan XO, the Remix palette. And it's this exact palette. And it's got the original shades on one side and some bonus shades on the other side. So no need in hoarding too, because I don't need twins. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette that I will be decluttering is the Chloe Morello Pretty Fun and Fearless Palette Volume 2. And a lot of people love this palette, guys. And it's not so much the formula I have an issue with, but I just really couldn't get the kind of looks that I wanted out of this palette. And I actually did do a look with this palette once, and I found that while the shimmers were okay, they were a little powdery, and the matte formula left a lot to be desired, guys. At least to me. So yeah, this is another palette that has served its purpose in my life. Next. Okay, guys, the final palettes I'm going to be showing you are all Morphe palettes. The first palette that I'm going to be sending to a new home is the Morphe 35U. And this is what the palette looks like. Please don't ask me what happened to the empty pan. I don't know. I think I lost it the very first day I opened it. I mean, when it comes to affordable palettes like this, you have to choose between packaging and quality. And I choose the latter. Guys, this formula is unbelievably nice, okay? It's an unbelievably good formula, guys. Guys, this is a nice formula. And the only shades I really take issue with in this palette are the pinks. But other than that, this is a pristine palette. But believe it or not, guys, I've only used it enough to swatch it, yeah. And that was quite some time ago. That said, guys, it has got to go. Next, the next palette that I'm going to be sending to a new home is the 35R palette by Morphe. And this is what that palette looks like. Guys, the 35R was all the rage when it first came out, okay? And I jumped on the 35R bandwagon. All of these are different shades of gold shimmers. And all of these are different shades of warm tone and cool tone matte. Guys. Ooh, guys. Why am I getting rid of this palette? Guys, why am I getting rid of this palette? This may be the first palette I'm swatching for you guys. It might actually have to go into a maybe bin. Nah, Lily. I don't know if you can say bye to that one just yet. We just gonna put this in my virtual maybe pile. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette that I'm gonna send to a new home is the Morphe 35D palette. And it's called 35D for visible reasons. This is more like a smoky palette, guys. It's got nice hues of blues and purples. And then you go into your blacks. But guys, look at the pigmentation on these shadows. Guys, these shadows are nicely pigmented. And this is such a good palette. But I just don't use it. And if I keep it, I will be just hoarding it and keeping it from somebody who can really get use out of it. So bye-bye 35D. Next. The next palette that has got to go, guys, is the 35O. Yes, I said it. The cult favorite, 35O. I probably don't have to even show you the inside because unless you're living under a rock, you already know what this palette looks like. This was all the rave back in what? 2017? Possibly 2016? I don't remember. I just know it was all the rave to the point that it stays sold out. Yeah. The formula of 35O is one of the best formulas Morphe's ever had. Even over that palette whose name I should never utter out of my mouth ever again in life. That's to tell you the truth, the only reason I'm getting rid of 35O is I have the 35O2. And that one has brighter pops of oranges and reds that I prefer. So it's really no need in me holding on to this palette when I know this can serve a better purpose somewhere else. So see you at the crossroads, 35O. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I'm decluttering by Morphe is the 35W. W, I think, standing for warm. We're going to see. No. I don't know what the W stands for, but this is the palette. And honestly, guys, this palette just looks like it has all of the same hues of colors. And guys, this is one of those type of palettes by Morphe that are hit or miss. Some of the shades are pigmented, some are not. Some blend well, some don't. So, yeah. I have these shades in better quality palettes that happen to have every single one of the pans. So, this one has got to go. Next. Okay, guys, in the next couple palettes I'm going to be getting rid of today are Coastal Scents palettes. First one I'm going to find a new home for is the 88 palette, the original one. And this is what the palette looks like. And you would think that it has repeat shades in it, but yes, these are 88 totally different shades. And it's not that the quality's all bad, but I bought this when I was first starting out my channel. And the formula is good, but the pans are awfully small, guys. I can't do anything with these small pans, not anymore. And what I found with a lot of their shades is you definitely have to use a white base to get them to pop. But I can't be hassling with 88 tiny pans, so this one has got to go. Next. And I'm also saying goodbye to the Metal Mania palette by Coastal Scents. This is what this palette looks like. And they are all metallic shades. Thus, Metal Mania. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you. These metal shades are powdery as all get out. When you swatch it, you get absolutely nothing. So yeah, I'm not even going to be giving this away. This one's going straight to the trash because even a beginner wouldn't want to use this palette. Next. Okay, guys, the next palette I'm going to be getting rid of is my Profusion Smoky 10 Shade Eyeshadow Palette. And I actually purchased this from, I believe, a Marshall's. And I actually never used it, only to swatch it. And I think when I swatched it, I was in the store. So this is what this palette looks like, guys. And it comes with a brush. And while the shades are definitely wearable, the formula of this palette is just okay. Because I have other Profusion palettes that are to die for and be hanging with the high end. So, This one didn't make the cut, guys. And it has got to go. Next. Okay, guys, and the next palette I'm going to be decluttering should come as no surprise. I'm going to be decluttering the Birthday Wish palette by C Color. Yes, the C Color Birthday Wish palette. This is what the palette looks like. And this is a dupe for the Kat Von D 10th Anniversary palette. And I recently did a comparison video between this one and the Kat Von D 10th Anniversary palette. If you want to see the full range of swatches, just go ahead and check that out. If you want to see why I'm getting rid of this palette, just check it out. But so my birthday wish actually wasn't granted because I was wishing for you to be a good palette. Next. Okay, guys, and the final palette I'll be decluttering today is going to make you want to clutch your pearls like it made me lose mine when I was doing a video reviewing this palette. The Kat Von D 10-year anniversary eyeshadow palette has got to go. Guys, this is what the palette looks like. And believe it or not, it's a very beautiful palette, guys. I mean, very beautiful. But unfortunately, it stops there. The mattes didn't blend very well. They were patchy. As far as the shimmers, though, guys, the shimmers were beautiful. And guys, looking at the swatches, you would think I absolutely love this palette. But no, I had to work too hard to get the look that I wanted. Yeah. So while beautiful and expensive, this palette has got to go. You have it, guys. Next. That's all I have for now. But that's not all I have for good. Please stay tuned for part 2 of my palette declutter, which is coming up real soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It only gets greater later, guys. It only gets greater later. So until next time, guys, stay real, stay positive, stay up, and damn it, you better watch, fight, and pray. Holla!